From the Stroh Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University, it's time for our second Mid-American Conference Tournament semifinal. We've got the Central Michigan Chippewas and the Ball State Cardinals. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us alongside Normandy Burrow. I'm Brad Wasnicki. This time we've got the 2 seed versus the 3 seed, and we saw the matchup, first one tonight, needed all 5 sets to decide a winner. Well, these 2 teams during the regular season needed all 5 sets in both meetings.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolute battle. We have 2 totally physical teams, so it's going to come down to, quite frankly, who has more grit.
And how about the matchup we have in the middle here tonight, starting with Ball State's Allende Smith. She comes over after 4 seasons at Towson, earning first team all-conference honors. She's top 10 in the MAC in blocks per set and in hitting percentage.
Allende Smith, she does a lot for these Ball State Cardinals. They're really going to rely on her offensive presence. However, it's going to be her blocking that's really going to set the Cardinals apart from the Chippewas tonight.
Also top 10 in the MAC in hitting percentage and in blocks per set, Central Michigan's Abby Olin. She played her freshman season at Michigan State, now in her second year with Central Michigan.
Abby Olin does a really great job at making sure that she is available, getting out in transition and doing a lot of great things, but it's going to come down to whether Central Michigan's going to be able to spread the offense around and not just rely on Olin as well.
Well, the Western Michigan Broncos have earned their spot in the MAC tournament final. Who will the Broncos face? Will it be the 2-seeded Central Michigan Chippewas or the 3-seeded Ball State Cardinals, who swept Toledo rather handily to get here last night?
Yeah, if I'm Western Michigan, I'm definitely sitting back and watching this one closely. These are 2 teams that have the capability to go in and win tomorrow, so you got to pay close attention to the scout.
Western Michigan's going to have a shot to defend their MAC tournament title as the 4 seed. Central Michigan 24-6 overall, 15-3 in conference play. Ball State picked up their 21st win of the season yesterday. It's a team that on the season hit .269. Can attack you from a lot of different ways. Not the biggest lineup on the floor, but they are versatile.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of different players get involved in this match offensively, and that's going to be key for both teams, is just making sure that they're spreading the offense, but also just passing. You've got to get the passing going early to establish those offense.
Central Michigan ended the regular season winning 11 of their last 12 matches.
That's not too bad.
No. They gave themselves a very good chance to win that regular season crown and possibly host our second semifinal underway. Wolanski to set, they go middle. Off the block. On the outside. Get it started for Katie Eganoff. Eganoff last night, 6 kills on 15 attacks. She also had 11 digs. Now here's Wolanski. She was second in the MAC in service aces per set. Off the tape and right on cue. Ball State piled up these service aces last night, 9-0 over the Rockets. 4 of those came from Megan Wolanski. Off the block and out. Go back to my point there about Ball State and their success that they had in service aces last night. Central Michigan gave up the least amount of service aces per set in the MAC at 1.13.
That's exactly what you need to do. You need to be able to pass, especially on that first point of contact, to set up your offense.
That attack taken right down the middle. 3-1 Cardinals. This is a matchup you hoped for when you saw what they did against one another in the regular season, splitting the 5-set matches.
Yeah, for both teams, it's kind of almost not a revenge, but just kind of a redo kind of match from the ones that they lost. And it's just about being better and bettering yourself. But this is exactly what you want when you come into tournament and play. You're 100% right there, Brad.
Couple of nice ups. Another chance for the Chippewas. They run the slide and able to convert. High fives all around after that one. You get the kill for Grace Thomas, the freshman from Dublin Kaufman High School, All-MAC second team honors and All-MAC freshman team. Now here's Allie Gertiza. Carson Tyler tried to take that one line. Defense to offense. Natalia Raymond with the kill. Really thought that was one heck of a dig by Alina Anderson.
Yeah, you got to give her mad props there. Without that dig, that offensive kill is not coming for you.
Right side, Buckley's denied. Now it's the block from Raymond. She was teamed up with Thomas, but you're going to give Raymond all the credit.
Yeah, just a great job at timing that setup so that way you can be in the right position to be on that hitter's shoulder in order to get that kind of block.
That is good down the line that time for Tyler. Carson Tyler led the team, no surprise last night in kills with 12. She hit 400 for the match. Also add in 5 digs. Thomas. Tyler dug out. Hannah Langton. Wolonsky dumps it over. That was pretty. I don't know if we'll have the matchup tomorrow or not, but I'd love to see Logan Case and Megan Wolonsky go at it one more time.
Oh yeah, they are two setters who really just know the game of volleyball. They do a really great job at running their offense. And honestly, Logan Case, Megan Wolonsky, two of those players that can really go at it for setter of the year. But this year, Allie Korba took that title.
Wolonsky and Case in their careers have combined for over 11,000 assists. And now back to serve is Raymond.
I want to know what they do for cardio to prep for those matches.
They don't get ready, they stay ready. Tyler able to take that ball to the floor quickly. 6-5 Ball State. Talk about Ball State and the way they finished the regular season. They lost their final regular season match to Western Michigan, but that was a great matchup to have right at the end of the regular season. Two teams that knew they were going to be in the tournament. Ball State ended up winning 10 of their last 11 matches entering the tournament. Able to cut that ball. Right side, Anaya Kennedy. Anaya Kennedy, the 6-foot middle hitter out of Indiana. Thomas. How about Korba going to Thomas and the confidence she has in the freshman?
Yeah, right now we're seeing a lot of matchups of two freshmen who don't really play like freshman players. They're just really showing some experience, and they've had a lot of growth within this season.
He's touched over there by Smith. Good touch on the block. Kennedy. Staying aggressive with the swing, and you can count it for Lauren Schrock. Schrock played in just a total of 10 matches over her first 2 seasons. Then last season, 29 matches, 9 double-digit kill matches. This season, 18 matches, 10 times she's had double-figure kills.
It's one of those stories about waiting until it's your turn and your time to be able to shine. And Lauren Schrock's done a great job at shining when she needed to. And we talked about it yesterday, the transfer portal and how crazy it can be. But sometimes you just got to wait it out, and it works for your benefit.
Abby Olin converts on the slide. She's got a .363 hitting percentage. That's fourth in the MAC. Serve long. We are tied at 8. Slide again to Olin. And Olin that time went a little bit deeper with that swing as far as instead of going cross corner.
Yeah, no, I like that play by Olin a lot. It was less of a hard-driven ball and more of a roll shot style, and sometimes you just got to take a little bit off of it because the defense is expecting that hard swing.
Kennedy. Nia Kennedy feeling good early. Look at her numbers yesterday. 8 kills on 15 attacks.
Right there. They caught Olin cheating over, so Nia Kennedy left him with that solo block.
Nearly a service ace. Ball State looking for the lead right here. Eganoff dug out. That's Langton again. That ball was blasted at Smith. Now Kennedy gets a swing. She was looking line, and that is well out.
Yeah, that set was a little bit longer than Kennedy wanted. She wanted to go right down the line. It was a good idea, just poorly executed.
Quick hands there from Anderson. Touched over. Anderson there again. Out. Buckley returns with Wolanski. Megan Wolanski became Ball State's all-time leader in career service aces yesterday. That's a tight ball. And Buckley able to tap it down. Had to make sure she didn't reach too far over here.
That's a close call, but honestly, there was no Central Michigan player there to challenge it. So the officials were right, but gotta wait a little bit if you're Buckley.
Smart play, Wolanski. You had a chance to catch up with Wolanski yesterday. What was your biggest takeaways from just what you've got to know about her during your time in the MAC?
Oh, she is honestly just a hoot, if I'm going to be real honest. When I was the director of social and digital communications for the conference office, she was always one to be down to do the TikToks that I wanted to do. She always had one in mind, always willing to dance. So not only is she just a tremendous volleyball player, but she brings a lot of energy, and that's exactly what the Cardinals really feed off of, especially these younger players that are coming into this program. They really love to see her high energy, and she really brings the team together and completes them well. And
yet you never took the time to learn some dance moves from her.
No, I try. I just can't do it. It's funny. I can tell you a rhythm. I can tell you a beat. I just can't dance to it.
We're in the same boat. Point for Ball State. As Eganoff will go back to serve. Katie Eganoff, 6'1" junior from Greenwood, Indiana. Played in all but 3 matches this season. Came into this weekend hitting a career best, 234. Tyler's roll shot picked up by Korba. Off the block, and it drops. Central Michigan fans are pretty confident that ball found the floor. They were erupting for what looked like that point was even over. Yeah, it was a great effort by Wolanski here, and she honestly sold it pretty well, but you could see the ball just miss her hand ever so slightly. Tyler, that's off the block. Carson Tyler's third kill here in this opening set.
Right there, Tyler honestly got lucky going against the freshman Thomas. Her hands just weren't all the way pressed over.
Good line shot from Grace Thomas. Grace Thomas, the second week of MAC play, recorded her first career double-digit kill performance with 13 against this Ball State team. She ended up reaching double-digit kills 8 times, including 13 kills in her final 2 matches of the regular season.
We talked about Abby Olin and her production numbers for the Chippewas, but Grace Thomas also just gives a nod to the Chippewa passing.
Media timeout, Ball State by 2. Yeah, let's touch on the keys for both teams.
Let's walk through my keys to victory, and let's start with the Cardinals. First of all, they got to play Ball State volleyball. They've consistently been playing at that high level. We saw it yesterday against Toledo, and playing at that high level keeps those middles guessing for Central Michigan. They also need to win the serve-pass game. If you don't win the serve-pass game, you're not guaranteed to win very many games.
For Central Michigan, the trails right now 15-13.
They need to win the net battle. They need to make sure that they're blocking and slowing the Ball State offense down. They also need to make sure that they are getting kills at the net, also with that balanced offense. But that all starts with the passing. They need to make sure that they're getting these passes up so they can run a lot of different options on the offense.
Nice up there from Ledbetter. Quick hands in the back row from Eganoff. Tyler. Nice cross-court shot from Carson Tyler.
She caught Lauren Schrock still moving right there. You just need to be set if you're Schrock, but that's a great decision by the freshman to take that hard cut shot. That was a shot she liked a lot in Toledo's match, so I'd like to see her switch up her shot selection a little bit more. We saw a line shot earlier. I'd like to see a little bit more of those as well.
Central Michigan trailing by 4 will call their first timeout. Gives us a chance to look at the first team All-MAC honors. Plenty of players on both sides represented on that All-MAC first team. We knew Allie Korba, the MAC starter of the year. She's joined there by Natalia Raymond. And then Ball State right there at the top with Buckley, Tyler, and Smith.
Yeah, these are just a lot of experienced players. You look down the list. Allie Korba winning that Center of the Year honor. It was something that Coach Golick was hoping for. He knew she was capable of, but you know, when you're going against a Wylonsky or a Logan Case, you know, you just argue the point for your player and hope that the coaches also agree with you as well. But
similar story to what you talked about earlier. Korba having to wait her turn. She played in just 11 matches over the first 2 seasons. Now this year, 11 double-doubles.
Yeah, that also comes with an injury that Central Michigan experienced earlier in the year. They had to switch from running the 6-2. And honestly, Korba, just being the natural leader that she is, she really stepped up. She's a natural competitor. She's not the biggest player on the court, but she surely is one of the loudest and plays like one of the biggest players as well.
It's going to be Lindsey Green to serve out of the timeout. Thomas had to reach back for that one. To the middle. One of the best setups so far for Allende Smith. And the timing's there. You see her explosiveness. You get a lot of this. Watch it again.
Yeah, just a great job on that pass there. And that's what Ball State needs a little bit more of to keep getting her involved, because she's going to build a lot of confidence and momentum to lead to plays like we just saw right there.
Ball State by a half dozen off the Smith and Kennedy block. Sounds like a law firm. Back set to Thomas. Again, there right on the line was Ledbetter. Ball State turns defense into offense. Cardinals now in complete control of this first set. And Central Michigan called timeout, and Ball State has still rattled off 5 more points. And that will end the run. Lauren Schrock, the kill. Her final 3 matches of the regular season, she averaged 14 kills. Kennedy in the middle. Schrock blocked. Came right off the body of Olin. Kennedy. To the middle. Open floor for Abby Olin.
Right there, Abby Olin showed a lot of patience as a middle. There was a couple times she got tied up at the net. She actually had a dig there, but right there she was able to get out in transition. The pass was right there. And great set by Corba for Olin to be able to put that away.
Tyler, great spot. Defense was going backwards, and she kept it inside the 10-foot line.
Yeah, Schrock was shifting into that deep cross position, or that hard cross position rather, that Tyler really likes to hit. And Tyler was able to recognize that. That just shows that even though she is a freshman, she just plays with so much experience and such a high volleyball IQ.
The MAC Freshman of the Year. And off the block it drops. Christina Casson just came on. Number 5 for the Chippewas. Stands at 6'2". Looking for that corner, it's out. Central Michigan within 4. Allende Smith off the block. Looked like Langton was there. She just dropped a little bit early. Yeah, see, she committed to that ball. Otherwise, I think she's got a chance for a nice up.
Yeah, I think she wasn't expecting it to redirect off the block and was waiting for that low shot, but that's why you have to just stay stopped and ready as a defender.
And service error. Central Michigan not out of this set. I mean, a couple more points right here, and things could really get interesting. Here's Alina Anderson, 22 service aces during the regular season. Right side, Kennedy. Anderson with the dig. The setup for Raymond.
Right there, really showing why she's on that first team All-MAC. That block was there for Ball State, but she was able to recognize that, take the off the net kind of ball and redirect it. You can see right there, also great up by Anderson, but right there, that off-speed ball, it looks like she's gonna go line with the way her shoulders are turned, but she just turned that thumb down. ever so slightly at the end. Great job by Raymond.
You see there in the huddle, Central Michigan head coach Mike Golick, season number 9, the head coach of the program. Also with some words in there, Emma Ducate, who is out for the rest of the season due to injury, but Ducate is a local product here in Northwest Ohio. Played her high school volleyball at Northview, just about 30 minutes from Bowling Green.
Yeah, Duquesne is actually a fashion major too. She was able to go to New York Fashion Week last year, and it set up some really great opportunities for her. She has a job lined up in one of the Carolinas, is what Coach Golick said. He said, I can't remember, I think it's North Carolina, but I don't want to say that for sure. So great job to Emma, and I'm glad she's getting out of the cold and being able to go to the Carolinas.
Central Michigan still with some work to do, down 3 in this opening set. Out. Good court awareness by Eganoff. Wolonsky back to serve. Able to get that set, but not a great touch there. Buckley. And now set point Cardinals.
I like to see that Ball State setters are really relying on their right sides right now. It's working incredibly well for them as these Central Michigan middles kind of bite to the middle and the outside, knowing how frequently Ball State sets those pins.
Nice up there from Tyler. Dug out by Langton. Off the free ball. Back over to Eganoff. Finds the seam to take the set. Ball State a strong close to the opening set. Eganoff the kill to end it, 25-19. Ball State in front after 1. Now, Kelly Miller-Phillips, the head coach of the Ball State Cardinals, her team has the upper hand after one set. Can Ball State return to glory and bring home the MAC tournament title this season? It was not long ago that Ball State was on top, and for the Cardinals, they're coming in here as the 3 seed. They swept Toledo. What to you is the most dangerous thing about Ball State?
They get incredibly hot when they're able to play multiple games in a row. Sometimes coming into a tournament with the bye, you're a little bit more relaxed, and that comes because you had that extra day of rest, where Ball State, they came in as a 3 seed, so not a low seed by any means, but it's just one of those things, you sweep Toledo in the fashion that you did. You come in here, you're playing a great team in Central Michigan, and you're allowed to play at that high level that you want to play at. And also, they've been just playing consistently great volleyball. You talked about their last match, they lost to Western Michigan. They're ready to redeem themselves against the Broncos, especially knowing that it's them heading into tomorrow.
Kelly Miller-Phillips is also joined on her coaching staff by Darcy Dorton. Second season on the Ball State staff, former head coach at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, sometimes, things just don't work out the way you want to, and honestly, some people just aren't necessarily suited for the head coaching position, but she's done a great job at really helping these Ball State Cardinals continue to be a winning program. And last year they fell short. They lost their first match in the MAC tournament. And so I think right now a lot of these girls are out there trying to redeem themselves and bring back Ball State back to glory, as you mentioned.
Service error. Back to serve, Abby Olin. Olin, 3 kills in that first set. That's an ace. Abby Olin had her season high of 18 kills against this Ball State team. All MAC second team honors. Wolanski sets it up for Buckley. Off the block. That's Casson. Christina Casson missed a few matches last season due to injury. This season, she's played in all 31. Got over 300 career sets under her belt. This is her 91st career match. Digging off 2 kills, 3 digs so far. Casson out. Very important here for Central Michigan to come out aggressive, down 1-0. They don't want to allow Ball State to continue to dictate tempo. Raymond, that's in. What an angle there for Natalia Raymond.
Yeah, that was a great shot selection. I like to see that she's dropping her thumb down. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Ball State adjusts. She's hit that shot a couple times against them, so they're going to shift that defense over ever so slightly if she gets another kill in that area.
Nice dig. That was Ledbetter. And off the block. Ball State rewards that great dig. Able to push it off the block. Smart play by Raymond off the assist from Korba. Wolanski gets there to set up Smith, and Smith just slammed it down. Central Michigan fans looking for a carry.
Yeah, her hand was pretty wide open, almost did nearly palm that ball, but she just has so much force when she's up at the top of the net like that. Yeah, I don't think there was a carry there.
Point given back on the service error. Central Michigan remains in front. Langton. Tried to speed it up and push it to Smith. Now over to Kennedy. Off the antenna.
Just an awkward set for Kennedy. She was kind of approaching like it was going to be a lot tighter. And you could see right here she had to reach back a little bit less than she would like to.
Well, behind Tyler and still pulls back to roll it into the back row.
Mixing up that shot selection is going to be key for Tyler. You could see right there that middle of the court is wide open for her. They have one person shifted line in order to cover that, but they have multiple people covering that hard cross shot that she really likes to hit.
Tyler comes up with a great serve, and that's an ace. Ball State within one. Second service ace of the night so far for Ball State. Trying to dump it over. Big block. Smith and Kennedy, not the first time those two have teamed up tonight. You could feel this one.
We talked about it in the open, how crucial it was for Smith and Kennedy to really get up there on those blocks. It's just Central Michigan has such a dynamic offense, so if they're able to control them through their blocking, it's really going to frazzle the Chippewas like we saw in that play right there.
Now Ball State goes in front. Service error to tie it at 8. Smith. Olin all over it. That's the middle matchup we were looking for.
Olin shrugged her shoulders, heading back into her teammates. She said, "That's nothing for me."
All business. Long way for Green. She gets there. Smith got her hands on it. They go back row. And you can count it, Carson Tyler. That's her 8th kill, hitting above 500. I like the decision from Wolonsky.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. You're off the net. One of your best hitters is in the back row. Got to be able to feed her at all options on the court.
Eganoff off the block, played by Kennedy. Tyler again out of the back row. Christina Casson, 4th kill.
It's exactly what you need to do when another team is willing to give you a free ball, is be able to execute. I like the decision right there by Casson to challenge the blocker, go line, but also Allende Smith, the Ball State middle. In that back row, you got to be able to frazzle her a little bit as well.
Good hands by Anderson. And able to tip that one right to the middle of the floor. You can count it for Central Michigan. Right now, Central Michigan, you see them jump out in front. Couple points, Ball State responds. Central Michigan just finding ways to not dig themselves into a hole. A bigger hole, I should say, as Eganoff gets Ball State back within 1.
That was just a good shot by Eganoff. If you're Central Michigan right there, you just got to shrug it off a little bit. Players are going to be able to hit that kind of ball. There was also a touch on the block. Not much you can do right there.
Corbus back set for Casson. Off the antenna. We're tied at 11. Casson. Ball State for the lead. That's in. Cameron Wise. She made just 9 appearances in conference play. Comes out of the middle here and converts.
You could see she got right on top of that ball, was able to turn that thumb down to hit that hard cross shot.
That's going to be 4 hits.
Such a great swing by Olin there. Just so much power behind that one.
Ledbetter there. Wise. Raymond's blocked. That's Buckley. Madison Buckley, a super physical player. First team All-MAC gets the block right there. The line shot's out.
This was the point in the match last set that Ball State really started to pull away, so it's important right now that Central Michigan gets a pass so that way they can run their offense in the fashion that they like.
There's Ledbetter again. Touch deep, but out. Not a bad idea there. That ball just continued to carry.
That's one thing about knuckleballs. You never actually really know where it's going to go or how long it's going to last. Especially, you can put like the lightest little touch, and if it's hit just hard enough, it's going out of bounds.
Here's Gertiza. Wise is blocked. Buckley. Out of bounds. Ball State, just like they did in set number 1, will go to the media timeout with a 15-13 advantage. Stay with us here on ESPN.
Man, we can't buy a bucket.
You know what you do, your team can't buy a bucket.
You gonna say buy a bucket of Corona, huh?
No.
Your bucket, Mr. Manning?
Oh, who ordered these?
Give me this. You think you slick. You not slick.
I got you this lever right here. Yeah.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? At BK, have it your way.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us, because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Ball State took the first set. Cardinals lead it 15-13 here in the second set. Offensively right now, Ball State not necessarily impressive with their overall stats, but they've also limited their mistakes as opposed to Central Michigan.
Yeah, Central Michigan, honestly, their biggest issue right now is they're not putting up a solid block, especially on the right side. They're committing a lot to Ball State's outside hitters, which is leaving the right side wide open, but you can't do that, especially against a player like Buckley.
Tyler on the kill there. She's needs one more to reach double-digit kills. It's now 21 through the first 2 matches. Thomas off the block, but it did not stay in. Ball State thought it did. Will we get a challenge? They're begging their coach to do so.
Ooh.
I have to see this one again.
Honestly, you had the challenges, you might as well use them, but from the one replay that we saw, it did look like it hit the line.
The entire team was asking Keller Miller-Phillips pull that challenge card.
Not only is it a big momentum play, it's also your freshman getting a one-on-one block. And that always feels pretty good if you're a freshman. Just brings a lot of confidence, a lot of smiles, a lot of energy. Ooh. It's a great angle. It looks like it does perhaps get a tiny bit of the line, but also I could see why the line judge called it out too.
Here's a good angle. We can pause it right there.
Ooh, that ball looks in. Anything that touches the line is in. Gotta give props to our officiating crew. Those plays happen so incredibly quick that it's a judgment call at the end of the day, and that's why we have replay. You know, the human eye can only see so much that it's good to be able to take an extra look at it, slow it down a little bit.
Well, thank you to our production crew for finding those angles. This is their 4th match in 2 days, 1 more to go tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving too, coming up this Thursday.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
You're asking the wrong guy on that one. I'll take pizza, I'll take spaghetti. I am not your traditional Thanksgiving feast man.
Neither am I, but a good mac and cheese gets me every time.
Okay. I've enjoyed plenty of that in the media room today.
Kelly Phillips doesn't use her challenges often, but when she does use them, she tends to win them.
Nice up. Out to Tyler. Carson Tyler just continues to convert. 10 kills, hitting plus 500. This feels like every time she touches the ball, it's a good thing for Ball State. And now Central Michigan will call timeout, down 5.
Yeah, and I want to keep in mind that she's only a freshman. She's only going to continue to get better, get stronger, be more powerful. And honestly, we're looking at somebody who I would say is very comparable to a young Taylor Alt, very much the go-to for these Ball State Cardinals, but just a great job.
You've pictured this moment all year long. It's our biggest ever Black Friday sale. Get 25% off practically everything and up to 50% off doorbusters. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it, you can experience it.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for Scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Taka. What's your name? Mufasa.
On December 20th,
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
follow the journey
It is your time.
of 2 brothers and 1 epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Get up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
Ball State by 5 and already up 1-0. Make it 6 as Raymond was way off the net on that swing.
Right now, Central Michigan just doesn't have a lot of things going in their direction, especially when you call that timeout. You have to be able to get that point immediately following the timeout.
Chippewas just did a 156 attack percentage. That goes back to a point I brought up yesterday. Cardinals have limited opponents to a 150 attack percentage, 13 times this season after yesterday?
It's the defense, truthfully. I mean, they have some tremendous blockers, but along with that, they've got great back row players for them. You know, Ledbetter's doing an excellent job at really controlling that back court for the Cardinals.
Thomas. Wolonsky with the dig. Here's Tyler. Langton. Block was there. Off the block. Still kept in play. Off the block and in. Ball State shutting down the pins.
Yeah, if I'm going to be real honest, I like the way Ali Corba runs her offense primarily, but right there I would have gone to your middle hitter. I know Allende Smith is such a tremendous blocker, but you're going 1v1 block rather than giving Ball State the time to set that up. Either that or up the tempo.
Now the service ace. Ball State by a touchdown. The ace came from Lindsey Green and sends Central Michigan into their second timeout.
At this point, you've kind of let this match.
We'll let you finish that thought when we come back.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be outside, but you stay in. Because Italian leather smells better than fresh flowers. And the richest greens are right here, not in the backyard. And patio furniture, it can't do this. So if the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, perfect. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Right now, Ball State has a hefty lead on the Chippewas. Right now, if you're Ball State, you just got to be able to find some way to get something to get going in your direction. You know, you actually had quite a few fans, as you can see right there, come out and travel. I got to ask him where he got that fire hat from. I think I might be Anger next year for Halloween. So I think that would be a good touch. But honestly, this is something that Coach Golick talked about heading into this match. He said, our fans travel. They really support this team. And if you're Central Michigan, you've got to be able to get a pass and be able to run this offense.
Now a free ball. Cardinals chance to go up 8. Out to Tyler. I think you knew that where that ball was going.
Yeah, and I like the option to go line right there. She went up against Ali Corba, who's currently in the front row, and that makes a whole lot of sense. It's just a mismatch on the blocking situation against Tyler right there.
Off the block of Kennedy. Tyler. Big swing. What's the call here? Going to call Ball State into the net as that ball was blasted off the shoulder of Ledbetter.
Got to give props to her for protecting her face as well. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of a turn.
And a nice answer. Nobody home in that back row. This turned out to be all too similar to the first set.
Yeah, if you're Central Michigan on that coaching staff, there's just nothing you can tell your team right now. They have to find it within themselves to be able to go out and win this.
Abby Olin the kill, her 4th. Can they get more involved with their middles? Off the deep serve from Korba. You go over to Kennedy. Her roll shot. Textbook. Set point, Ball State. A service ace to take the set. The fourth of the match for Ball State. The Cardinals take it 25-16. Ball State is one set away from a spot in tomorrow's tournament final. Central Michigan, their season is on the line when we come back.
You've pictured this moment all year long. It's our biggest ever Black Friday sale. Get 25% off practically everything and up to 50% off doorbusters. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it, you can experience it.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Taka. What's your name?
Mufasa.
On December 20th,
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
follow the journey
It is your time.
of 2 brothers and one epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Get up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now. Carson Tyler, double-digit kills through the first 2 sets, hitting above 500. Central Michigan's defense has had no answer for it.
Yeah, just really honestly textbook volleyball from Carson Tyler. She's done a really great job at just mixing up the shot selection. We saw a lot of those hard cross balls, but you know, we get some of those roll shots, we get some down the line, and she knows when she's matched up against Ali Korba, and she's gonna go ahead and take that line shot. So it's really important that Ball State keeps her active, but also I wouldn't be surprised if Central Michigan starts to cheat a little bit that way, if Ball State starts to rely on Buckley or Kennedy a little bit more on that right side as well, and also getting Smith involved. Wise had a great kill as well, so there's just numerous players on this Ball State offense that need to be stopped if you're Central Michigan. But right there, if we look at the stats, what really stands out is those hitting percentages. Ball State doing a great job. They're not at that 150 mark for Central Michigan.
Those are your numbers and the Carson Tyler highlights. How about the third set? We'll have it when we come back.
Picture this. It's perfect out. You feel like you should be outside, but you stay in. Because Italian leather smells better than fresh flowers. And the richest greens are right here, not in the backyard. And patio furniture, it can't do this. So if the forecast calls for rain tomorrow, perfect. At Value City Furniture, you don't have to picture it. You can experience it.
Through the first 2 sets, Ball State has had this match in hand. Their offense tonight hit 343. They've got a 5-2 advantage in blocks, 29 assists for the Cardinals, and a 4-1 advantage in service aces. You see the Central Michigan fans enjoying themselves in between sets. I'm not sure how much they're going to enjoy themselves in this 3rd set if the defense does not pick up.
Yeah, they need to be able to find an answer for Carson Tyler, and it honestly starts at the net. You have to be getting some of those blocks up. Right now, the Cardinals are out blocking the Chippewas 5-2, so it's really important that they're just there, they're set, they're slowing those balls down, because that's going to make all the difference for these defenders. But honestly, I don't blame the Chippewa fans for going in with a lot of energy. They're trying to fire up their teams. Their whole slogan's fire up Chips, so they're trying to get that going, and it's easy to do when Cascade is playing as well.
I'll take your word on that. Natalia Raymond will serve to start the set. 34 service aces. As a freshman, she had 35. Off the block, that tails out of bounds. Central Michigan cannot afford to see Ball State jump out to a strong start in this 3rd set. Brad Woznicki back with Normandy Burrell. Thank you for joining us. Mark Hathaway directing this one. And now an ace. Make that 5 for Ball State.
There's some fundamental things with volleyball. And the very first thing you learn as a new player is serve receive, and while Wylonski is a phenomenal server, you just can't afford to be making serve receive errors in a high stakes match like this.
The tip. They went to Wise, and Cameron Wise got just enough of it.
Right now the Chippewas, they need to up their communication a little bit. There was a little bit of miscommunication right there between Thomas and Korba.
Another good serve. There was a touch. Central Michigan on the board. That's Lauren Schrock with her 5th kill tonight. See how the Cardinals respond. To the middle for Buckley. Out. Haven't seen the Cardinals go to Buckley too much in the middle of the night as opposed to how they speed things up with Smith.
Yeah, Buckley more on that right side, but it was nice to see her run an option out of the middle.
Central Michigan showing some defense, 3 straight points.
We said it, they needed it, and it starts at the net, and it's best to do it, honestly, when one of your key players, Abby Olin, is up there. And it's easy, too, when you're serving aggressive. It throws off the passing for Ball State, which doesn't allow them to run a smooth offense, which lets you be more set as a blocker.
Now the Chippewas looking for the lead. Olin just gave it to him. Her 5th kill tonight, hitting above 450.
Right now, if you're Central Michigan, you're trying to set the tempo on your side of the game. Ball State, they like to play a little bit of a slower game. If Central Michigan can run that faster tempo, really get the Ball State Cardinals out of their element, it'll be better for them.
All the way over to Schrock. Saved by Langton. Schrock stayed aggressive. He's trying to light a fire under her team right now.
She was able to go right through the block right there, which was crucial. Ledbetter was sitting back there, but the ball was just hit just enough to drop right before Ledbetter was able to pick it up.
Egan off. Couple of nice ups. Wise is denied. That's Olin again. Six straight points for Central Michigan, and Ball State wants to talk things over. Still early in the 3rd set. With Central Michigan trying to respond.
To truly embrace the fun life, you must learn to let go. Bienvenidos a la vida más fina.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Abby Olin and the Central Michigan Chippewas playing a little defense here in the third set. Couple of big blocks. There's a solo block right there for Olin.
We talked about the Chippewa fans dancing, being excited, and they wouldn't be excited for long if Central Michigan didn't get any defense going. So it's good to see that they're going out there and they're starting with some fire.
Good touch on that block. There's more offense from Schrock. Block to Schrock. Block to Schrock.
Got to get that block to slow that ball down.
7-0 run. Wolonsky the save. Looking for 8 straight points. Buckley. Pressed over, but out. Korba had the right idea. Didn't quite have the angle.
Yeah, I like that decision by Korba. She actually got caught in the middle on that play. And that's not a person you want blocking in the middle, especially against a player who's 6'2" like Buckley.
Here's Paige Busick. It's a tight ball, and Olin wanted no part of that. To the middle for Olin. Couple errors, now a Ball State block, and Ball State within 1. Ball State, they can afford some mistakes. They're up 2-0. Central Michigan, they got to keep the momentum going in their favor.
Yeah, you got to take what you got and run with it. And right there, the pass was good. Olin just needed to recognize that that block was up and solid.
Excellent up there by Busick. Olin.
That's what she's so capable of. That's why it's important for Central Michigan to continue to run different offensive options, and getting great passes like that allow for you to be able to run multiple different things on the offense and hold those Ball State blockers to be true.
The answer out of the middle from Cameron Wise. Now we've got a match going. These two teams picking up their tempo, playing a lot more energy. Feels more like fourth set, where both teams are settled in, just playing their style.
Yeah, I think Central Michigan needed to wake up a little bit, but certainly don't count the Cardinals out of it. They kind of let up in that third set against Toledo, but they still were able to come out and pull off the win. But it's important right now. Central Michigan just keeps taking everything, upping that tempo, forcing Ball State into uncomfortable situations.
And that ball finds the floor for Buckley. 7 kills from Madison Buckley.
Central Michigan leaves the middle of that court open, so I like that play by Buckley right there. But if you're Central Michigan, you just got to communicate a little bit more. Both players opted to just fall for the pancake run through. Move your feet a little bit.
Casson able to go cross court and that one into the stands. Korba from her knees. Kennedy, the block. Right there though was Ledbetter. Korba's going out to Raymond. That's out. No touch.
She got underneath that ball a little bit. She actually hit it on her way down, so it just wasn't well timed. Right now, you just need to focus on making sure all the timing is right if you're Central Michigan.
Touch on the block. Ledbetter's bump set. Trying to push it off the block, and Casson finds success.
I like that decision by Casson there. It was kind of an off-speed ball, utilizing Eganoff's hands to her advantage.
The amount of ways that the 6'2" right side lefty hitter can hurt you. Look out there.
Good job by Kennedy recognizing that she had a one-on-one opportunity.
Central Michigan stays in front. Eganoff, that'll come right back at her. Credit Grace Thomas.
Great timing, especially because that ball was not on the net, so you have to wait an extra couple seconds before you actually take off for your block.
Service there, pulls Ball State back to within 2. Thomas off the hands of Eganoff and out of bounds. We also had a 14-11 lead now for Central Michigan. Watch it again. That ball went off Eganoff and then outside the antenna.
Right there, honestly, Thomas almost got in the way, almost touched that ball, and it's just one of those court awareness things you got to learn as a freshman.
Solo block, Lauren Schrock. Central Michigan creating some separation now.
We talked about how Ball State already has a tournament match under their belt, and sometimes that helps you heading into a match like this where Central Michigan, they needed to be in this environment and play in this field to really kind of get used to it.
And Central Michigan thought that ball was long. I think all of Mount Pleasant in the stands thought that ball was long, and it was called long on the overrule. This is the best position Central Michigan's been in any set so far tonight. Over to Buckley. Good spot.
I like that decision. Central Michigan, Gertiza was there. Just caught a little off balance.
On a tight pass. Who's gonna take it? Ball State's got a chance to get within 3 right here. We go over to Buckley. Ouch! But there was a touch.
Yeah, Schrock went up with a little bit extra inches, and honestly, it ended up hurting her a little bit there, costing her teammates that point. But hey, you got to be aggressive at the net because you don't know where that ball's going to go, so you got to give it to her right there.
Back set to Buckley, blocked. Central Michigan has now overtaken Ball State in total blocks, 7-6. It was 5-2 Ball State after 2 sets.
Yeah, and we talked about the defense just needing to step up, and right here we're seeing Central Michigan really come to life, and it was that net matchup that's really going to matter, because not only are you trying to slow these Ball State hitters down, you're trying to stop them as well.
Good hands, Olin. Tyler. That's a big Central Michigan block.
Got 6-3 and 6-2.
Well, fire up, Chips. Central Michigan by 5 here in the 3rd set. Central Michigan, the number 2 seed, trying to keep their season alive, down 2-0. No other way to say it, but their defense in this 3rd set.
You know, Central Michigan, they've only really lost 6 matches this year so far, and in those 6 matches, 4 of them have been in 5 sets. So it's something that they're familiar with. They have the endurance, they have the competitive nature, and one of their team slogans is the great ones adjust. And quite frankly, that just means, you know, sometimes you're gonna get it handed to you, but you gotta be willing to make these adjustments, go out there, play your game, and be big up at the net, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. We saw the Cardinals get a little complacent with their play yesterday against the Rockets, and I think right now Kelly Miller-Phillips is just trying to tell her team, don't be complacent. Build as much momentum as you need and want to be able to either finish the set within 3 or go out there and take everything you have into that 4th set.
Out to Tyler. Her line shot is outside the antenna.
Ball State has Buckley and Tyler on those pins, so I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go to Buckley within this point.
Off the block for Tyler, and that ends the Central Michigan run. Let's see if Ball State can string a few together here before Central Michigan gets to 20. Back to serve is Josie Bloom. Over to Casson, off the shoulder of Bloom. Tyler, nice up there from Langton. Schrock, swinging away. Ball State also into the net.
Yeah, Buckley caught being a little eager, reaching. But honestly, it didn't really matter. Schrock did a great job at hitting just on the outside of Bloom's shoulder.
Off the hands of Olin.
It's a good job by Olin to slow that down. Casson just needs to be able to recognize that she's also got to cover on some of those plays. As a hitter, you sometimes forget, oh, I have other jobs and responsibilities too.
Job by Korber to get there, and then tooling the block was Raymond. Korber's 31st assist. Raymond's 8th kill. Tyler, quick arm swing. Still just right at that point right now. I know Central Michigan's looking at a 5-point lead. but I'm not counting out the Cardinals at all in this set.
No, Ball State, if they can string some things together, it's going to be dangerous for the Chippewas. And right now, the Chippewas got to focus on getting out of serve receive right here.
Roll shot right to the inside of the block. That was a headsy play from Raymond.
There were a couple times last night that Toledo was able to really go after that spot, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Central Michigan pull it out a few more times.
Off the serve from Keelan Mill. In. Looked like that was well inside the line. Now, if Ball State does make any kind of a run, Central Michigan does have both timeouts. A collision there at the net. Wolonsky got underneath Thomas. Central Michigan gets the point, but just glad to see Thomas get back on her feet. But is both of her ankles okay? Looks like she's flexing that left leg. Thomas trying to say she's okay.
Those are the worst injuries, honestly, going under the net and somebody rolls an ankle. And one thing is you see all these players wear ankle braces, and they're great. They do often protect your ankles, but it also puts your knees at risk. And a lot of players, due to ankle braces, ends up tearing an MCL or ACL.
I mean, that had both of us cringing here in the booth, just witnessing what we saw a moment ago.
I've been there. I've been in those situations. I know how bad they hurt, and honestly, they scare you a little bit more than anything, too.
Central Michigan by 5, 2 points away from taking the set. Over to Thomas. Nice up there from Wolonsky. Buckley's tip. On the joust. Good touch on the block. Eganoff. That's over. Buckley. Ball State saying there was a touch. Looking over at their head coach, and will there be a challenge? And yes, Kelly Phillips picks up the challenge card. I thought the way that ball trickled that it may have gone off the block.
Yeah, I definitely thought I saw it go off the hands of either Schrock or Thomas there. Slow.
If we get a chance, maybe look from our net cam, that might give us the best look. Maybe Thomas's right hand.
Yeah. Looked like it might have just ever so grazed it. That's a good angle right there because you can see the hand fall back. It actually hits her index and middle finger off that right hand.
There's the confirmed touch call. 23-19, that's a big call.
Yeah.
Keeps Central Michigan away from set point, at least for now.
Hopefully the freshman's able to shake that one off. Right now, if I'm Ali Korba, I'm honestly going to try to feed her. Not only is she trying to battle through what could be a potential injury, but also get past that mental block.
Dumped over. Buckley. Buckley again. This one headed towards the Central Michigan bench, and the entire coaching staff trying to get out of the way. Ball State not out of this set. We're going to get a Central Michigan timeout. They had 2 to use.
I think this is a good time to take a timeout by Mike Golick. Able to talk some things over with your team, try to bring back some fire into their sails, and also it gives your players on the floor a break. They've been out there for quite some time, and gives Thomas a second to maybe take some pressure off that leg that might be potentially hurt. Tell you what though, Mid-American Conference, it's full of coaches with a lot of character, and I will say the 1 and 2 seed, their coaches, they can talk, and I appreciate that as somebody who likes to learn from different coaches. And Mike Golick, he gave me a lot of great stuff to talk about his team with, and he's honestly a unique guy. Did you know he carries a satchel everywhere?
I did not.
His team makes fun of him for it. They call it his man purse, but he informed me that Indiana Jones has a satchel.
He does.
And it's more of a sign of masculinity than it is a man purse.
I mean, if Harrison Ford can do it, how can you argue with it?
Exactly, right?
Lonsky serving out of the timeout. Ball State down 3. Now free ball. Buckley. Cardinals within 2.
Volonsky was able to catch Thomas cheating over to that outside, and I don't blame her for a minute for cheating over. Enoff is one of those primary hitters for the Cardinals, but you cannot cheat as a middle hitter.
Schrock got it into the block. Set point now, Chippewas, and Lauren Schrock has put her stamp on this match. 9 kills. Central Michigan defense, Schrock's kills. 2 big stories in this 3rd set. Eganoff out. Central Michigan has life. The Chippewas take the 3rd set, 25-21. We're headed to the 4th here on ESPN.
The future's worth fighting for, because our nation is worth believing in. Together, we answer America's call to win. We are Marines. We were made for this.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It's your job to stock the city. Restaurants and rooftops, bars and basements. Every corner store. And when it gets tough, you stay driven. Give it all you got, going nonstop for 20 stops. Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
At Burger King, we flame grill our burgers. Why? Because that's how it should be done. Hot, juicy, smoky, flame grilled, and made your way. Come experience the flame grilled difference with 2 Whopper Juniors for just $5.
Let's get in some trouble.
It's time I'll tell you a story about a prince you know as Scar and an orphan who would become the king.
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Can I make one suggestion? Less drama, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.
6 of the 8 Central Michigan blocks coming the third set. The hitting percentage is now about even. Brad Woznicki back with Normandy Burrell. What did you like most from the Chippewas in that third set?
Just the fire that they came out and started with, and they were able to pretty much maintain it throughout the entire set, and I think that's going to be an important key heading into this fourth set. They also did a great job at just keeping an eye on everything, mixing up the offensive selections, and honestly, you got to give a huge nod to Lauren Schrock and her ability to beat the block on Ball State's side, which was a big problem for the Chippewas earlier in this match.
You got Duquette having a word right now with Hannah Langton. A couple of DSs sharing a nice moment before this fourth set.
You know, one thing, you never want to see players get injured. It's always unfortunate, but you see a lot from the bench that you don't necessarily see on the floor, and you really are able to become kind of a coach on the bench, and that's exactly what Emma Duquette's been able to do for Central Michigan. Right there, she was able to give a hug to Langton, and I think that's important. Sometimes as a libero, you don't get recognized or enough credit. I mean, you see the digs in the stat sheet, but you certainly don't get all the credit that is deserved, rightfully so.
Lansky will serve to start the set. She's got 22 assists, 5 digs, and 3 kills. Corba gets there. Raymond's roll shot, dug out. Good attack out of the middle to start things off for Ball State. Allende Smith. It's her 5th kill of the match. It's another match for her where, not eye-popping numbers, but her production in the middle keeps the other team honest.
Yeah, not only that, is it's going to be crucial for her to become a better blocker within this set if Ball State really wants to close it out right here.
Off the free ball, Smith. Now Wolonsky, Eganoff. Nice up there from Tyler. Schrock's tip kill. Pardon me. Buckley on the tip kill.
Yeah, good decision right there to just go right over Lauren Schrock's hands. And right now the Cardinals starting off with a little bit of heat themselves.
Eganoff. Over to Buckley. Buckley has it stuffed. My goodness.
Great defense right there. It started with Langton, and then you got to give Gertiza some credit for keeping that ball alive. And then Schrock was able to close the deal out for Central Michigan.
Down the line for Eganoff. Eganoff's got a half dozen kills as Busick will serve. Paige Busick, 3rd season with the Ball State program. Nice dig, Wolonsky. Back to Olin. Busick there. And trying to sweep that ball was Tyler. Off the slide, Olin gets it through.
I like to see that they used Olin in the free ball transition right there. That's exactly what you need to do. Capitalize on your middles when you have a good pass.
Out. Serve that got away from Corba there. Good awareness there by Raymond, lets it go.
Trading some service errors right there. Right now, it's still, even though Central Michigan is down a point, it still feels like a lot of the momentum and energy is on their side.
Off the block for Tyler. She's got 16 kills. Great hustle there by Tyler, tipped over by Wolanski, or by Wise rather. Right into the block. Good coverage there, Ledbetter. Ledbetter again. Out. Well, Ball State keeping that ball short. Central Michigan couldn't take advantage.
Yeah, just more communication on Central Michigan's side can avoid something like that. Nobody seemed to want to take that ball, but at this point in the match, everybody needs to be taking that kind of ball.
Ace, Ball State by 4. And no timeout yet for Central Michigan.
We've seen this before, and honestly, it doesn't work well for the Chippewas. They need to be able to find an answer quickly.
Wise. Good touch on the block. Busick picks it up. Kennedy. Pressed over. Tyler is Langton there again. Tyler tried to cut that ball to bring it back inside the pin. That could have been a big point too. If Ball State wins that point, you gotta think Central Michigan timeout.
Yeah, I completely agree. Tyler just really cut a little bit too hard on that ball, but right there, Central Michigan just losing a lot of momentum and a lot of panicked volleyball.
Backing into the post, we play on. In, Casson. Central Michigan fans thought there may have been something needed to be called earlier with the way that Kennedy backed away into the post.
Yes, she actually was hit the net just ever so slightly, and even though it was outside the antenna, it's still just not something that you're able to do as a player.
Off the dump, it's Ball State by 3. Watch this again from Green. Corba tried to push that ball over.
I like to see that she's being aggressive. However, her attacks just really aren't working for Central Michigan. She's actually hitting negative right now and has 0 kills, so I'd like to see her just utilize her hitters a lot more.
Right into the courtside seats to keep that ball alive. Raymond's blocked. Over to Casson. Casson has been a difference maker, 8 kills.
Yeah, that's why I think it's huge for Central Michigan to continue to use her. Wise didn't have that block fully closed. Casson able to recognize that and use that cut shot or hard cross shot.
Smith back into the front row. She'll join Eganoff and Kennedy. Off the block, Gabby Thomas gets involved. Grace Thomas, rather. My apologies.
Sorry, Grace Thomas. I was going off what she said. Grace Thomas, somebody we called pretty early on in this match. I'd love to see her continue to get involved on the offense for Central Michigan.
And not enough talk there between Eganoff and Tyler. Chippewas with the service ace. Kennedy just out off the block.
Yeah, that was close. That just shows how much power Kennedy was able to hit that ball with. That block was very solid from Central Michigan, and it went off actually the left hand of Schrock. So much force out of Anaya Kennedy.
Schrock. Smith. Out. Ooh, it snuck its way into the corner. Thought it was out all the way. But when you go to the deepest part of the floor, you give yourself a chance.
It's one of those plays you just kind of have to shrug your shoulder and shake it off, because there's not much you can do when it lands right in that corner.
Central Michigan back down 3 on the service error.
Right here, you don't want Ball State to continue to pull away, because that's what they did in the first 2 sets, and it just did not work out for the Chippewas.
Olin scores it. Olin knocking on the door for double-digit kills. That was her 9th. Off the short serve. Tyler straight up, straight down on the block. Here we go again, Central Michigan. Defense picking up, getting back into the set.
It's just a textbook block by Abby Olin there. Just great press. You can see the shoulder shrug. It helps when you're 6'3" to get over that block with ease, or that net with ease, rather.
Great hands by Busick. Chippewa has a chance to tie. Lauren Schrock. That ball was out. E.J. Swartz, our head referee, confirming. Off the block and tails out of bounds. This is setting up to be quite the finish to a 4th set. Can Central Michigan get it to a 5th? That'll help. 3 service aces now for Central Michigan. We're tied at 13.
Central Michigan really needed these service aces. They've actually had quite a few service errors in this set in this match so far. So to get a couple aces under your belt, it's really great for them.
Open corner, and a wide open corner there for Carson Tyler.
Yeah, just a great job at taking that inside set and taking it to that corner, turning your thumb ever so slightly up.
Out. Oh, we've been here before. Ball State 15, Central Michigan 13. Media timeout here in the fourth. Don't go anywhere. Ball State by 2 and leading 2-1 here in Bowling Green. Who's going to face Western Michigan in tomorrow's MAC tournament final? Langton's bump set for Casson. To Kennedy. Took that ball a little too wide.
It was a good decision to try to go with that hard cross shot. To your point, just got a little bit too much on it.
Tyler off the block.
Casson just didn't have that full press over the net, and Tyler was able to use that to her advantage.
She's got 18 kills and 8 digs and 3 assists. Good cross-court shot there. Raymond. That just put Raymond into double-digit kills. Central Michigan's got to answer everything from Ball State right now. Good aggressive serve. Roll shot, yes. Kennedy showing her veteran. Some veteran play.
Ayinde Smith just checked back into the game, and it's going to be huge for her to come up with some blocks against these Central Michigan hitters.
Nice up there from Green. Off the block. Back to a 1-point set.
Right now, Central Michigan's doing a good job at really just staying in it, but they need to find a way to really pull ahead and push themselves even further. We see it in those big defensive plays, and I'd like to see a couple more of those.
They push it to Ayinde Smith. Her 6th kill of the match. Ball State stays in front.
Just that hang time. We talked about it a lot in yesterday's match against Toledo. She just gets so high up there and is able to hang there for an extra second longer than most people.
Longer than me, I know that.
And me, obviously.
Out to Thomas, off the block.
Nice set there by Ali Korba, putting Thomas in a really great position to use the block to her advantage.
Langton slides in. Schrock. Out of bounds, we are tied at 18. Both teams still have both timeouts. Get comfortable, folks. Here's Hannah Langton, the freshman from Kingston, Illinois. Now the Chippewas have the lead.
Right there, that set was just a tad higher than Anaya Kennedy, or excuse me, not Anaya Kennedy, Allende Smith was expecting it.
We get a timeout for Ball State. Central Michigan by 1, trying to force a 5th set. We'll step aside, back in a moment. Western Michigan Broncos awaiting the winner of this one. May have to wait a little while longer. This one might go to 5, just like our first semifinal did.
Quite the match earlier between Western Michigan and Bowling Green, and we knew it was going to be a great match.
Buckley's 14th kill. Ties it at 19. Season high for Buckley is 16. That came in the final match of the regular season. Coming our way, and Tyler kind of ran out of room to work with there.
Yeah, you gotta give credit. That was a good up by Ledbetter, but just that swing from Olin, so powerful. There's not much you can do on that one.
Out to Tyler. Right place, right time for Raymond. Schrock's tip. Tyler. Langton's defense turns into Schrock's offense.
Allende Smith was there and ready for that block, just her hands weren't fully pressed over. Schrock was able to use a lot of power behind that swing and get that ball to beat the block from Smith and Buckley.
Buckley. Block was there. (21-20).
Good idea to try something with your middle in transition. That wasn't necessarily the most comfortable play. That ball was a tad behind Abby Olin, so there wasn't a whole lot she could do with it.
Central Michigan looking to keep the lead. Now Ball State a chance to tie. Raymond there to the middle. Olin takes advantage of another opportunity for her 12th kill.
Yeah, great job by Abby Olin there to recognize that that blocks was not quite closed. Tyler did a good job at trying to reach over, but it just wasn't enough to get that block closed for Ball State.
Tyler stuffed. Timeout, Ball State. Central Michigan 2 points away from getting this one to a 5th and deciding set.
We highlighted Olin for a reason. And she's proving us why within these last 2 sets. She's just been so dynamic offensively, really making herself to be available, whether it's in transition, on those free balls, in serve receive. Not only that, her defense has really just stepped up in these last 2 sets. She does not want to go home. I mean, it's a long way from Mount Pleasant, and it'd be a lot better to go back tomorrow with that MAC championship trophy.
Olin hitting .310, 12 kills, 4 blocks. See, Ball State still has the advantage in kills. The aces, but Ball State still +3 there. Blocking heavily in Central Michigan's favor. I thought Bowling Green 18 blocks. That was a big blocking performance. Central Michigan 12 of their own here tonight.
Yep, the Falcons did a great job against Western Michigan. Right now, Central Michigan's on track to kind of keep that pace. And it's pretty easy to do when you have some players who stand at 6'3", 6'2", 6'1". You know, you see the numbers, and it makes a lot of sense. But not only that, their timing, they've been communicating a lot more on those blocks. They're cheating a little bit less, so that there's less exposure to some of those bare hands as well.
Tyler tools the block, pulls Ball State to within 2. Here's Elizabeth Tabling. Out to Tyler. Tabling there. Overpass to Olin. Set point now, Central Michigan.
I like to see that Wylonski went up to challenge it, but it's incredibly difficult to challenge when you stand 5'10". That ball is a perfect set for Abby Olin, who stands 6'3".
Service ace ends the set. The 4th of the match for the Chippewas. Well, Central Michigan and Ball State, for the 3rd time this season, will need 5 sets to decide a winner. And who will meet Western Michigan in the MAC tournament final tomorrow? Cannot wait to find out. Abby Olin helping Central Michigan turn things around in sets 3 and 4. She's got 13 kills tonight. Her defense has been there. Can Central Michigan pull off a reverse sweep to get to the final?
They've done a couple reverse sweeps throughout this entire season, and one thing that head coach Mike Golick says about his team is they are gritty. They fight every single match, and they're ready to bring that to the table this entire weekend, and they're showing so right now.
Just the way the first 2 sets went, Ball State was right where they wanted to be, and there wasn't anything that Central Michigan was looking to do to stop it. Then when Central Michigan's defense picked up in the 3rd set, that momentum has just continued, and Central Michigan's confidence, I would say, has been there more.
Yeah, they felt more confident, like we talked about. It's fire up chips. Well, they are certainly fired up right now. There wasn't a lot of stuff that they did within that 4th set offensively that really just stood out. I mean, they only hit at 188, but they kept Ball State to 163, and that's really just made all the difference for Central Michigan. I'd like to see them continue to get more hitters involved. We talked about Schrock in that 3rd set, Olin right there. I'd like to see Casson get a couple more kills under her belt, and also just getting Grace Thomas into her own as well.
Now our first semifinal also needed all 5 sets to decide a winner. We'll see how this 5th set starts out, because the 5th set between Western Michigan and Bowling Green, Broncos jumped out to a 7-0 advantage and never looked back from there, taking the 5th 15-8.
It's going to start with this pass right here for Central Michigan. It's going to really set the tone for how this 5th set's going to go.
Over to Schrock. Lauren Schrock's 12th kill. She had been in a groove at the end of the regular season, as noted, averaging 14 kills a match over the last 3. She's had double-digit kills 11 times this season, including tonight. Good answer. Madison Buckley is 1 kill shy of tying her season high. Dumped over. You said it earlier, Corba wasn't scoring when she was attacking. That right there was her first kill of the night.
It was a great decision. She was able to recognize that those Ball State defenders were pulled back, probably thinking that because she hasn't scored offensively that she wasn't going to dump. I like that decision a lot by Allie Corba. Don't love that serve into the net, if I might call it, though.
Giving the point back. Here's Bloom. Olin. Olin just feeling good about anything she touches right now.
Your Ball State, you just got to nod your head and really honestly respect that ball as a player. Got to be willing to adapt. We talked about them playing Ball State volleyball, and I just feel like in the last 2 sets we didn't see a lot of Ball State volleyball.
In. Central Michigan's 5th service ace. Buckley off the block, and Tyler stayed ready there at the net, able to put it down.
Anaya Kennedy back into the game for the Cardinals, and also up there, Ande Smith. And it'll be interesting to see if the Chippewas will go to their outside knowing that's such a strong block.
Speaking of blocks, Tyler and Smith.
Tyler said, I'm going to show you what I'm about too on this blocking side. It's a great job really timing that up. We talked about Casson getting involved on this offense. Right there, she just got the better.
Overpassed and tapped down there by Smith. That's 3 straight for Ball State. Olin. 4 in a row for the Cardinals. Timeout, Central Michigan. 6-4 Ball State here in the 5th. We'll be back. Ball State comes out of the timeout leading 6-4. Trying to avoid a reverse sweep. The 2 seed versus the 3 seed. Number 4 took out number 1 earlier today. A couple of big time ups there, including one off the face. Trying to run it down. Kennedy got there. It's going to be a free ball. Casson ends the point.
Great job. We've talked about Central Michigan's defense, but you got to give props to Ball State's defense right there. Just getting a lot of ups, and those are, even though you lost that point, those are big momentum plays for your team.
Long on the serve. Ball State stays in front.
Right here, Central Michigan needs this point. You don't want to give up that switch point. It's a crucial point in the 5th set.
Raymond's roll shot is out. They'll switch sides with Ball State up 8-5.
It's only 3 points if you're Central Michigan, or this is kind of when you start to talk about if you're the team that's ahead, you're in the red zone. You just got to be able to finish and push. But right now, it comes down to getting that pass, running that offense. I'd like to see them possibly go to Grace Thomas on a good pass, or Casson, who was able to complete that long rally earlier for the Chippewas.
Look at Tyler, 20 kills tonight. She's 1 dig shy of a double-double, hitting .319. Casson. Nice touch kill there. Pulls Central Michigan back to within 2. Smith, that ball's gonna drop. And that was not an easy serve to handle.
No, good job by, I believe it was Tyler who got that pass up, and Green with the nice set for Smith.
There's Kendall Simon. Simon with a nice up. Good swing on the right side. And Grace Thomas. Ball State finding different ways to keep this lead.
Yeah, I like the decision there from Allie Korba. Thomas actually got that ball up. She was able to get into position. And honestly, what better way than to just feed her? Because if I'm the blocker, I'm thinking she's going outside, going the reverse direction.
Central Michigan needed that point. Kennedy finds the floor. Nia Kennedy's 8th kill. How long can Central Michigan hold on to their second timeout?
So you see if your team's able to get a pass right here. If they don't get a pass, then you call that timeout. You look at who you have in the front row. Lauren Schrock's been great all night. Possibly go to her.
Overpass. Trying to go to the inside of that block. Denied there to put Ball State up 4. Well, Ball State a 4-point lead and 4 points away from a spot in the final. Cardinals have hit 236 tonight. 73 digs for the Ball State defense. Defense has been the name of the game.
They always say defense wins championships, and that's exactly what we're really seeing within these matches today here, honestly. You look at the first match, and there are quite a few great digs, great blocks, and we're seeing the same pattern right here. And it honestly just goes to show you, too, there's a lot of parity within the Mid-American Conference. Just any team can beat anybody at any given night. And Ball State, they stepped up their blocking game in this set already. They had no blocks in the 4th set, so it's been good to see that they've been able to get their game back up.
If Ball State can hold off Central Michigan, the Cardinals would have a shot at their first MAC tournament title since 2021. Western Michigan, we know, is on the verge of making it back-to-back tournament titles.
Yeah, Ball State looking to get back in that match. They fell to Bowling Green 2 years ago.
On their home floor.
Yep, at Worthen Arena. And last year, like I said, they lost within that first match of the tournament. So they're just really trying to get themselves back out there, and they'd certainly love another shot at Western Michigan, who handed them their last regular season loss.
Received by Raymond. Schrock blocked. Dug out. Schrock blocked again. They go over to Thomas. Blocked again. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 times there. Ball State putting up the wall.
And we talked about needing those defensive numbers, and right there, you're able to see it.
Another Ball State block, their 10th of the match.
You're Central Michigan at this point. You talk about breathing so often, you just need to take a breath, be able to find yourself, find your rhythm.
Schrock. Touched over, and Ball State into the net. Break there for Central Michigan. And that allows the Chippewas to get Olin back into the front row.
Much needed break, much needed player to come into the front row. Not only are they missing her defensive presence, but that offensive presence as well.
Back set for Olin. She's blocked. That's Eganoff. And it's match point, Ball State. Central Michigan cannot call timeout. They are out of them. Busik's gonna serve. (14-8). Touched over, pancaked. Able to run it down. Schrock, great play. Lauren Schrock timed that ball perfectly.
That was really impressive. Ball State was expecting the free ball, and Schrock was able to time it up and get that kill over.
And a Ball State timeout. Still up 5, still match point. Cardinals just want to get everyone on the same page right here. This has been the winningest season for Central Michigan since 1983 when they went 30-6. 24 wins coming in here, the number 2 seed. Right now, we're on the verge of seeing number 1 and number 2 go down today in this MAC tournament semifinals, and we knew that was very possible. It was anyone's pick as far as this top 4 who could bring home a MAC tournament title.
Yeah, what happened honestly was a lot of these teams struggled beginning of the season. Bowling Green got off to a hot start. Central Michigan also got off to a hot start and was able to keep up with that. And honestly, Central Michigan ended their season with some of the lower teams within the MAC, and that kind of doesn't set you up for success heading into the tournament. You want to be able to challenge yourself, and I think that just is showing right now. You had that day off, and Ball State came in ready to play. They played Western Michigan, who we're going to see tomorrow in that championship match, and honestly, that's prepared them for what we've seen throughout this tournament.
And swept Toledo last night. Match point, Ball State up 14-9. Out to the pin, Tyler. Ball State will play for a MAC tournament championship. Taking the 5th, 15-9. The Cardinals will have an opportunity to capture their first MAC tournament title since 2021. 2 5-set matches today. And it's the 3 seed. They'll be meeting up with the 4 seed. Ball State versus Western Michigan tomorrow at 4 o'clock here inside the Stroh Center. Ball State is now 22-9. Ball State can bring home a tournament title tomorrow. It would be their 9th, tying Ohio University for the most MAC tournament titles. Well, Western Michigan's certainly going to have something to say about that, trying to defend their MAC tournament title. Now let's go over to Normandy Burrell, who is standing by.
Carson, you are only a freshman, but you led your team tonight in kills. What really goes through your head as you're playing out these matches?
I think I just try to be the best teammate that I can be and help my team in the best way possible. I don't try to do too much. I just kind of stick to my position and do what I know is going to score.
Now, going into that 3rd set, you guys kind of let up a little bit, but what really drove you forward to bring home a win tonight?
I mean, our whole goal this whole season was to win the MAC, obviously, and I think our whole time in our head, that was all that was going through it, and we were just determined to win that game, and I think that showed in the 5th set.
Yeah, now you guys are looking to play Western Michigan, who you guys lost your last regular season match to. What are you guys looking forward to getting another shot at them?
I think we just want to play consistent again and kind of get our redemption. But, yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Go celebrate with your team. Back to you, Brad.
Thank you, Normandy. Carson Tyler finished with 21 kills to lead the Cardinals. She also had 9 digs. Madison Buckley also had double-digit kills with 15. Ball State avoided a reverse sweep, getting it done in the 5th set, 15-9. Well, the MAC tournament final is set. It'll be the 3-seeded Ball State Cardinals taking on the 4-seeded Western Michigan Broncos right here on ESPN tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Join myself, Normandy Burrell, and Samantha Momeyer. That'll do it for now. For my partner, Samantha Momeyer in our first semifinal, Normandy Burrell in our second, I'm Brad Woznicki, reminding you this match can only be seen on ESPN. The Ball State Cardinals will take on Western Michigan in the MAC Tournament Championship.
Man, we can't buy a bucket.
You know what you do when your team can't buy a bucket.
You gonna say buy a bucket of Corona, huh?
No.
Your bucket, Mr. Manning?
Oh, who ordered these? Give me this.
You think you slick. You're not slick.
I got you this lever right here. Yeah.
Whopper, Whopper, what's that Whopper? You created these showstoppers, crunchy, saucy, tangy toppers. Can they beat the OG? And BK, have it your way.
Marines are made for this. Made for the calling only warriors can answer. Made from an unshakable belief in our nation and a strength that comes from the determination to win together. But you'll have to earn your place among us. Because you don't join the Marines. You become one.
Come for Mufasa's origin story?
Stay for Scars.
Ours?
Scars.
Oh.
I'm Taka. What's your name?
Mufasa.
On December 20th,
My loves, to be a true king, you must earn it.
follow the journey
It is your time.
of two brothers and one epic adventure.
Destiny awaits you, brothers.
Get up!
Mufasa, the Lion King.
One small suggestion, more meerkat.
Rated PG. Tickets on sale now.